Then, the green Pegasus in the sky had rainbow filling in her mouth, her eyes were crossed, she was also moaning, cookies. Then, the green Pegasi thought that Rainbow Dash had cookies, she then charged at Rainbow Dash at an alarming rate. Rainbow Dash dodged the Pegasi and started trying to fly away, the green Pegasi then followed Rainbow Dash. Then, Rainbow Dash saw an electric fence in a pony's cottage, she flew above the fence. The green Pegasi didn't fly above it and can be heard screaming, "Cookieess." The pony was on the ground, the Pegasi didn't move, it was just laying there. Rainbow Dash couldn't but felt a bit bad for the cookie zombies. She then saw some pony in the cottage, Rainbow Dash then said, "Is that Fluttershy? I hope she is okay." She had a worried look on her face, she is worried that Fluttershy has become a cookie zombies just like her friends. Rainbow Dash then asked, "And where did she get an electrical fence?" She then flew to the cottage front door, and knocked on the door of the cottage. Fluttershy then yelled, "Who's there?" Rainbow Dash then said, "It's me, Rainbow Dash." There was a short silence. Fluttershy then yelled, "If you are really Rainbow Dash? Or are you a cookie zombie in disguise?" Rainbow Dash then yelled, "It's me, Fluttershy." Fluttershy then yelled, "If it is really you, when did we first met?" Rainbow Dash sighed. After a short silence she then said, "At preschool, you were at flight school and I felt bad for you being picked on so I beat up the bullies. You said your name was Fluttershy, I said my name was Rainbow Dash. And I flew a race to defend your honor at flight camp. Remember?" After a short silence, Fluttershy then opened the door, she whispered, "Get in." Rainbow Dash then quickly get in. She saw what was inside of the cottage, everything was on her place, there were many jars filled with the joke cookies with rainbow filling. Her animal friends looked angry and looked ready to fight cookie zombies. Anon was drinking soda on the floor, he was watching the news. He stopped drinking and looked at Rainbow Dash, he said, "Oh hey Rainbow." Rainbow Dash said, "Hey Anon." Anon then said, "Our friends became cookie zombies. I don't really like cookies. Except oatmeal raisin." Rainbow Dash then said, "I know, they tried to corner me outside of Sugar Cube Corner but I fought them off. It's sad my second best friend, Pinkie Pie became a cookie zombie." Anon took a sip of his soda and asked, "Was Twilight a cookie zombie?" He had a sad grin on his face. Rainbow Dash then nodded her head and said, "Yes, Twilight is a cookie zombie." Anon gasped, he dropped his soda, leaving a huge stain on the floor. Angel was stomping his feet and looked like he wanted to attack Anon for messing up his owner's home. Rainbow Dash then heard some ponies moaning, she then looked out of the window, she grimaced when she saw a horde of cookie zombies, some were padding by, some were coming closer and closer to Fluttery's cottage. They all had rainbow frosting on their faces, their pupils were small. They were all moaning, "Cookies." Then Rainbow Dash then yelled, "The cookie zombies are coming." Fluttershy then replied, "Don't worry, I put up an electrical fence, I bought them the moment the pandemic started." Rainbow Dash then said, "Okay." Then, there was some cookie zombies who touched the electrical fence, a boom can be heard. There was a splash of blood on the ground and on some of the other cookie zombies' faces. The heads and body of the cookie zombies who touched the electrical fence were separate. One of the heads was pink and had pink fluffy hair, one of the eyes were hanging from the eye socket, the pupil of the eye was blue. One of the ponies saw an open door on the electrical fence. One of the cookie zombie pointed to the open door and walked over. One of the cookie zombies, who was a Pegasi, flew over on the top of Fluttershy's cottage. One of the cookie zombies moaned, "Cookies." Inside. Then, the cookie zombies were coming closer to the front door of Fluttershy's cottage. They can be heard moaning, "Cookies." There was something odd poking out of the couch, Rainbow Dash walked over. Anon asked, "What is it?" Rainbow Dash picked up the strange object and it was a shotgun. It was long, had a tan, and it felt soft. Fluttershy said, "What?" Rainbow Dash was confused. She didn't know why she has a gun. She raised an eyebrow, she knows it's hard to get a gun in Ponyville. Then, she heard a thump from somewhere. She asked, "What was that?" Then, she heard a doorbell ring. Anon then walked over and asked, "Who is it?" He then slowly opened the door. Then, a cookie zombie jumped on him and moaned, "Cookies." Anon yelled, "I don't like cookies and I don't have any cookies." The cookie zombie then pinned Anon and bite him in the neck. Anon can be heard screaming in pain. Fluttershy then pulled the trigger. The cookie zombie fell on the ground. There was blood on their body. There was a puddle of red substance. Fluttershy then walked over to Anon, who was laying on the floor. She then asked, "Are you okay?" Anon opened his eyes. Rainbow frosting was leaking out of his mouth. He then stood up and moaned, "Coookiees." Fluttershy then twitched. A shot can be heard. Anon is now on the floor. There was a larger puddle of red, thick, liquid than before. Then more cookie zombies rush in. They all were moaning, "Cookies." Rainbow Dash then looked at the pantry and saw that there was a jar of cookies. There was only one cookie. It was oatmeal raisin. Rainbow Dash then grabbed the jar. Fluttershy was firing at the cookie zombies. Then, she realized there were no more bullets left. She forgot to buy more since she thought she would never have to use it. She then was tackled by 1 no, 2 no 3 and more cookie zombies. She punched one of the cookie zombies. They bit her and attacked her. She was kicking and pleading. Her animal's friends came to the rescue. They tried to fight the cookie zombies, but there was so much cookie zombies and they overtake the animals and Fluttershy. Rainbow Dash then threw the jar of cookies at the cookie zombies. One of them fell, but the cookie got out of the jar and rolled to Rainbow Dash. The cookie zombies saw the cookie and dashed towards the cookie. Rainbow Dash, not wanting to get attacked, and turned into a cookie zombies by the cookie zombies. She then spread her wings and took off. She saw a window in the chimney. She was yelling, "Do I escape through the chimney? Or the window?" Then, she heard something going down the chimney. She asked, "Santa Claus?" She waited for the pony in the chimney to get down. She saw a pony at the bottom of the chimney. She hoped it wasn't a cookie zombies. Rainbow Dash then spoke, "Hello." Then, she saw a cookie zombie. It was a mare with orange mane and tail. Her mane is also yellow. She had rainbow frosting on her face. Rainbow Dash recognized it as Spitfire, the leader and commander of the Wonderbolts. She then moaned, "Cookies." She then tried to lunge at Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash then smashed through the window and took off to the sky. There was moaning that can be heard outside and in Fluttershy's cottage. Fluttershy rose up. She opened her eyes. Her mouth is covered in rainbow frosting. She then whispered, "Cookies." There was a huge puddle of red liquid. Some cookie zombies were on the ground. Their eyes were closed. There were bullet holes on their bodies. One of the dead cookie zombies opened their eyes and roared. Meanwhile, Rainbow Dash was flying in the night sky. It was glowing a black hue. The stars and moon was glowing brightly. She then looked down, trying to find shelter and a safe place to hide till all of this is over. She saw a lot of cookie zombies on the ground. They were doing a lot of this. Some were eating cookies, some were fighting other cookie zombies over cookies. She then said, "Is this a nightmare? I've had scary dreams lately. But this one was the scariest. I mean, my best friend, Anon, my Wonderbolt boss, is now a cookie zombies."